to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak on it with Who You With, Kirk, dog. I'm who you with, Kirk, dog. Want to welcome everyone to the show. Hopefully y'all had a great day today. I had a pretty good day. I'm a little exhausted tonight though, but I'm here. I'm here just like Marcellus is here. He said I'm here tonight, right on time. It's the People Show. Let's go. Want to welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter, D Live. It's always in the house kicking it. And I don't know why the theme song not going off. So we're going to do this real quick. Hold on. Bam. There you go. Take it off like that. But welcome to the show. Y'all can live chat with us in the chat room. You can be a part of the show. And if you are on my personal Facebook page, please take the time to go to Speak on it with Who You With, Kirk, dog. And you can always chat live with us. And I can put it up on the stream when, just like I put Marcellus' message up, put it up on the stream and let people know what you're saying. So definitely take a part in it. And also you can call in. I keep forgetting about mention y'all can call in, but the number is always strolling across the top. Just a couple of house rules. Please do not block your number. I won't answer. I get too many spam calls anyway, so I won't answer. So if you call in, please do not block your number. Announce who you are, and I will let you in. And also be respectful. Be respectful, and also come with facts. Come with facts. That's what I'm gonna ask y'all to do. That's what the show is all about. We're only gonna talk about facts on this show. No conspiracy theory, just in case somebody needed to know exactly what I'm talking about. Welcome to the show. T-Cow is up in the house. Happy Wednesday. Kurt Dawes sitting in traffic for some reason, so I can listen and test. Hey, still be careful. Be careful. You know what, radio? I was thinking about you whenever I heard the news. Welcome to the show, radio. I'm reading. I was gonna say Radio Kurt dog, but welcome to the show, Radio Chaos out of Canada. Always supporting the show. I appreciate you. Matter of fact, we're gonna be working this head tonight because we got some dummies we're gonna talk about today. Rest in peace, Dusty Hill from ZZ Top. You know, for me, growing up back in the days, ZZ Top was cool. They was one of the baddest bands I knew growing up, and I did not realize that Dusty Hill, for the Mighty Mighty Wildcats, he went there. To Woodrow Wilson right here in Dallas, Texas. So rest in peace, Dusty Hill. His ZZ Hill. One song I used to love growing up was She got less. Yeah, I'm not gonna sing. Y'all will turn me off if I start singing. But yeah, that was one of my favorite songs from them, which is plenty of songs they had top hits. I just like them because I'm like, these are some cool guys, got the guitars spinning around in the videos and stuff. That was back when uh, MTV was the only music channel that you could see videos, and you had the cable remote with the card hooked up to it. See, I'm telling my age. Uh, Card hooked up to it. You didn't have to worry about where the remote was because it was always connected to the cable box. Um, so uh, T-Cal said the facts of life couldn't resist. That's true. Um, Radio said I played a lot of their songs. People always request them. ZZ Top was a cool band. Never seen them perform live, except for like on TV or something. But I would have loved to go to one of their shows, and and they actually still touring because uh, Dusty missed a couple of shows last week, which the group mentioned he couldn't perform with them because I guess he had hip surgery or something with that. And they found out today that he passed away in his sleep. And someone who always would stand in, they're still performing. Dusty actually told him the show must go on. So, uh, you know, ZZ Top, one of the greatest. Uh, I guess they was considered more like uh, punk rock or pop rock or something. But either way, they was a great band to listen to. Cause back in the days, we didn't have all these million stations all over the radio. Um, Here in Dallas, we had KKDA that played everything from everybody. And that to me, that was one of the best radio stations around because it played everybody. It didn't separate them. And then later on, they end up, um, I guess, more stations came in and they want to play just certain type of music, and everything just got divided. But I think when all the music was together, it actually made radio better for me because you learn about different songs. Um, and hear about different groups and stuff. Um, so rest in peace, Dusty Hill. Um, I always think he won, was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think it was 2004, I believe. Um, but yeah, but he's a local guy from Dallas, and moved to Houston because he could not get a chance here in Dallas. And that's when he hooked up with Beard and the other guy in ZZ Top. And it's like, hey, unfortunately, uh, don't want to say unfortunately, but Dallas have a lot of great artists here in the Metroplex. Unfortunately, a lot of them don't make that stardom as long as they're in Dallas. They have to leave Dallas in order to go big. It's some that have made it. It's a lot of them that have made it, but it's a lot of them that struggle to make it as big as they could be. Um, so it's definitely when I heard it, I was like, man. So that was that was a surprise. Radio said they were blues rock. I always had to play the Texas Shuffle on drums when it came to their tunes. Oh yeah, when if you're gonna represent them, you got to represent them right. Have to. Um, and let me say about this. I hate to say their name. Uh, Without knowing first. Um, for the ones just tuning in, we are live, so if something come up, we may have to uh, Google some things and make sure that we giving out the right information. So yeah, but ZZ Top, they had some great number one hits, um, and I think they was good, and I think it was the way that they look, which drew people in. Besides the great music, the way that they, the long beards, all of that, that just kind of drew people in. So, um, like we said, rest in peace, Dusty Hills. Died at 72 today. So, but man, that's that's why I always can count on radio because radio is a drummer. So been playing drums for many years. So he play all type of music and uh, he's a big fan of the show. And that's what the show is all about, being able to communicate with different people from different background and build relationship. This is like Marcella said as soon as we came on, it's the people show. Um, so it's definitely a show for everyone. We don't care who you are, where you from. The only thing we care about is basically um, putting out facts. That's it. Any stories that we talk about on this show, we're going to talk strictly facts. We're not going to do conspiracy. And you can always call in. Um, Call in. We can, because I understand sometimes you could be typing or something, or uh, is you may have a lot to say, and you are unable to type everything. So that's why we always have the number strolling across the top of the screen, and you can always call in. Please do not block your number. For some reason, I'm getting a lot of spam calls, so I don't now answer unknown numbers, and that's just me. I don't answer. So, but definitely. Be a part of the show. So today, I I I seen this and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. We're gonna talk about Laura Ingraham, Fox News. You want to mock the officers that testified yesterday, saying they should be given an award for their acting skills. Well, maybe you never had to deal with um, anything like that, or dealing where your life is threatened or your life is at risk. Maybe you never dealt with that. But one thing about it, when you deal with an issue like that, it's very emotional. I don't care who you are. You could be the baddest person on the world. But when your life is almost taken, it hits you a different way. Because especially if you are married and have kids and your family, the thought of not being able to see them again, or the concern of how they would feel if this was your day. They just went to work like a normal work day, and their life was turned upside down. It was turned upside down because of a a clown that we had in office at the time. I don't know why Fox News is still on the TV, because all the lies that y'all have done, the misinformation y'all have put out, you should lose your license. Because to go and talk about these officers, the same one that y'all um, was talking about, what about back the blue for? But I guess blue did not matter at that time. But you want to go on your little show and talk about these officers, saying you should give them best performance awards and things like that. Well, maybe you never had to deal with struggle. Maybe you was born with a silver spoon in your mouth and you never had to worry about someone attacking you because of your position or because of the way that you was brought up. But here it is, these officers was defending our rights against some terrorists, because the thing is, they should have took it as far as they wanted to. They should have done it by any means necessary to protect Capitol Hill. Even when one officer said a year ago, when BLM was doing a peaceful protest, y'all go and they had all the backup they needed. But here it is. When Trump go and talk about January 6th all this time, and then this happened, they didn't have no backup. So it sounded like to me, um, Lord, you sound like to me that you okay with people attacking Capitol Hill. Sound like to me you're okay with the fact that they tried to overthrow our government. Maybe you had inside information about what was going on January 6th. Maybe you knew ahead of time. But for anybody that is standing in the way and do not want to hold these folks accountable for what they have done, you're part of the issue. You are the part of the history that America have always had, racism. Because they're majority white, you do not want to hold them accountable. But the thing is, justice should be equal across the board. So yeah, Laura, I'm sure you probably listening, or somebody you know probably is listening. You shouldn't have that type of platform, and Fox should not be allowed to have that type of platform to spread lies. That's why I make sure on my platform we're going to talk about nothing but the truth. And if we make a mistake, we go back and correct that mistake. No one have to come to us and say, "Hey, you messed up on." No, we go back and correct it because we are human. But for Fox, y'all do it for ratings. You do it for ratings. I'm tired of people that do these type of things and don't be held accountable. Here it is. When Black Lives Matter was protesting, y'all was calling them terrorist group. Well, you should be calling the ones that attacked Capitol Hill on January 6th, terrorists, because that's exactly what they are. And for the judges giving a slap on the wrist for what they done, that's the issue. They do not need to be in that position at all. You giving them a slap of the wrist for a domestic terrorist? If it was any other terrorist, they wouldn't be able to go on vacation with their family. They wouldn't be able to get bail. Hold them accountable just like you would anyone else. That's the problem we have in America. It's different laws for different folks. If you're white, you're all right. Any other race, you're a terrorist. You're a menace to society. You're everything except a child of God if you any other race. And they will give you a harsh sentence for any little thing. So yeah, Laura, you wrong. And you should use that same platform and apologize to each one of those officers for what you said. Uh, I'm glad I didn't read this. Radio said, I bet Ingram doesn't have the guts to say that to the officer face in person, nor do his spouses, nor their spouses. Because the thing is, you say it, you might finna get your ass whooped. For the simple fact that you don't know what they're going through. You have no idea. But I will say this. Karma is a motherfucker. When it hits you at home, you would understand what they're going through. But don't let it wait. Don't wait until it hits you. You might want to do your research a little bit more. Because this right here, that's damn right disrespectful to anybody. They're trying to defend our democracy, and you're calling them performers. Maybe you never had to deal with this before. Maybe you never had to face issues like this before. But then when they talk about it, yeah, the thought of it comes back up. Maybe you never dealt with a mental illness or anything like that, PTSD, because the thing is, it's real. It's definitely real. But for you to say you're giving them the best performance award as the tears pour down their eyes, and no, that's some outright disrespectful stuff to say to anybody that have to deal with this. I don't watch it either. I do not watch them. I don't watch them, but the reason why I even brought this up is for the simple fact that it was all over the media of what she had to say. I got up this morning and here it is, the video. I'm like, wow, really? This little heifer said this? Y'all need to start getting some, y'all better get your life together. Because everything that you're doing when your judgment day come, you're going to have to answer for all of this. And Laura, you was right out wrong for that. There's no other way of putting it. You was wrong. What if because of your actions, what if because of your action, of the things that you said, cause someone to have a mental breakdown? That's on you. That's on you. And here's another thing. Yesterday during the testimony, and I'm gonna see if I could get the sound bite. During the testimony yesterday, someone actually called one of the officers while he's testifying and left him a message. Left him a message, which is crazy. I'm like, you mean to tell me y'all are this upset? I'm like, really? Let me see if I can pull this up. This is a sound bite from Don Lemon with CNN talking to Michael Fenway.
Incredibly offensive.
Hold on.
So I still want to get you.
And let me say the well, I know y'all used to it by now if you're listening to me, but some of the language you're gonna hear is outright. I'll let y'all hear it. But if you have kids, I'm gonna tell you, you might want to tell the kids go to the other room because this was outright disrespectful. Hold on real quick.
So this is what I want to get to. You received a voicemail today. Mike received a voicemail today while he was testifying, and he shared that voicemail with us. And I have to warn everybody. Listen, think about what these officers went through. Think about what Officer Fanon went through. You had your injuries were you had a brain injury?
Traumatic brain injury,
heart attack,
concussion, and also diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay. It includes some incredibly offensive language, but we think people need to hear the kind of attacks that these officers are facing right now just for telling the truth about January 6th. Play it.
Yeah, this is from Michael Fanone, Metropolitan Police Officer. You're on trial right now, lying. And you want an Emmy, an Oscar? What are you trying to go for here? You're so full of shit, you little faggot fucker. You're a little pussy, man. I can slap you up the side of your head with a backhand and knock you out, you little faggot. You're a punk faggot. You're a lying fuck. How about all that scummy black fucking scum for 2 years, destroying our cities and burning them and stealing all that shit out of the stores and everything? How about that, assaulting cops and killing people? How about that, you fucker? That was shit on the goddamn Capitol. I wish they would have killed all you scumbags, because you people are scum. They stole the election from Trump, and you know that, you scumbag. And you fucking, too bad they didn't beat the shit out of you more. You're a piece of shit. You're a little fag, you fucking scumbag.
It was important for you. You did not want us to censor that. What do you say to that? What do you want people to know? And that idiot.
I remember like my first reaction immediately after listening to that phone call, which I actually received while I was testifying in the hearing today. This is what happens to people that tell the truth in Trump's America.
That simple.
That simple.
It doesn't bother you. It doesn't hurt you.
And then little Becky want to go to last night and make the comment. That's why I said I think she may have something to do with it, for the simple fact that um, the caller even mentioned about you should win an Oscar or something, and be putting on a performance. Same thing that she talked about. So the thing is, they probably need to investigate her and see what all does she know. Maybe they need to call her to Congress, because I'm sure some of Fox reporters probably knew exactly what was playing on January the 6th. And the thing is, all this hatred need to stop. We're all in this together. This pandemic that we're in the midst of, we're all in it together, whether you like it or not. We're all a part of America. We're all in this fight together. And the only way we're going to beat it is working together. But instead, we have folks like Laura Ingraham want to say crazy stuff. And um, uh, it- the dude, think about everything he went through: a brain injury, a heart attack, all from January the 6th. But then you want to say he get the best award for performance. Little heifer, that ain't no performance. That's real pain that he's struggling with. And apparently you don't have a heart, because the thing is, you don't understand that people have pain. Sometimes when you having certain type of pain, you just gotta cry. You have to cry. You can't hold it back. That's healing. So my hats go off to those officers for having the courage to get up there and tell their stories. For the simple fact, I'm sure it was hard for them to do it. I'm quite sure they struggle to make the decision if they wanted to do it, because all that pain, the nightmares they probably is having of thinking about January the 6th. And for these congressmen, senators, or whoever saying they don't want that domestic terrorists investigated, you are part of the issue and you do not need to be in that position. It don't make no sense why anybody would vote against investigating January 6th to see who was actually behind it. Hell, look at Trump word right before it happened. We're going to march down there and demand that they uh, change the election, or whatever, however he said it. But then they didn't want to impeach him. So you are part of the issue. This needs to come to a halt. It needs to stop. Radio says sound like he has the average intelligence of a Trump supporter, total delusion and weak-minded when it comes to politics. That's because they listen to certain folks and they feel like they speaking the truth. And if you're getting it from Fox, that ain't the truth. That's not the truth. That's the conspiracy. So yes, at some point, all this needs to stop. I feel they need to make it harder when people have a platform like this, or like Fox does. They need to censor them. Either you're going to speak the truth, or we're not going to allow you to be on national TV. So, yeah, it's time to make a change. It's definitely time. And far as I'm concerned, you just a scum. Um, I've heard. Well, that's on the next story. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can pull that one up because it was kind of funny. But this right here should get asshole of the day. Let's call it that, asshole of the day. Um, because this is very disrespectful. Um, so I'm just like, wow, really? You're gonna call this man while he's testifying? You don't have enough balls to call him one on one and talk with him. 9 times out of 10, you probably had your number blocked. Matter of fact, how did you get his number? That's another question. How did you get his number? They should be investigating that. How did you get his number? Radio said, I wonder how he got the. Oh, see, I didn't even read that. I just asked the question. I didn't even read it because, I don't read your question while I'm talking no way because you'll say something, I start laughing and lose my thought. But that's it. How did he get his number? That would be the question I would be asking. Who gave that clown his number? Somebody had to give it to him. I don't know for sure, baby. He know him personally. I don't know. But it was somebody gave that person his number. Now we're gonna come on back to Texas for a little bit because here in Texas, we have a new clown in Texas, which is crazy. Texas Deputy Attorney General Aaron Reitz. He's actually, his position is legal strategy or something. He work up under Ken Patson, so that tells you a whole bunch right there. That will tell you a lot. He work up on Ken Patson, but else he comes up, and actually, I'm gonna read this article first. Simone Biles is not an embarrassment, but Texas Deputy AG Aaron Reitz is. Texas Deputy Attorney General Aaron Reitz, a man who this is courtesy of ESPN El Paso 600 AM. Texas Deputy Attorney General Aaron Reitz, a man who looked like a crusty bottom of a big toe, announced his candidacy for biggest jackass in Texas with one incredible tweet. This with our selfish, childish national embarrassment, Simone Biles. Because she having a mental breakdown, he want to call her selfish, childish. How the hell you gonna call somebody selfish and childish? Because your comment is very selfish and childish. For the simple fact You're not concerned about her mental health. You're more concerned about someone winning a medal for America that don't give a damn about black folks. So look at it like that. Only thing you're telling her to do, go out there and turn the flips and do the gymnastic and don't care about your mental health. But you want to call her selfish and childish. And then you're gonna put the link to the young lady who had an issue with her ankle one year, and she still performed. That's two different things. Ankle injury, yes. Glad the young lady performed. They want to go. Great. Mentally, if you're dealing with a mental meltdown, you're not going to be able to focus on what you need to focus on. And that's the problem I have with a lot of these folks. They talk about her, but they're not looking at the fact it's not an injury. It's a mental issue. And if you are performing and your mind is not in the right place, you're not going to be able to perform right. So I'm like, look, this is crazy. For you to represent the Attorney General office, you're the deputy, a legal strategy. In this position, but you want to say something like that. See, that's the problem that a lot of people have when it comes down to uh, people putting people on pedestals. Because when you up there, you want them to perform all the time, regardless of how they feel, if they having a bad day or not. You want them still to be able to do the same thing to please you. To please you. Simone Biles don't have nothing to prove to us. She had proved enough. We know she is the GOAT. We know she's the top of her game. But even with that, that doesn't mean she cannot lose focus and have mental issues at the same time. You have to be focused. Like she said a while back, days before she even came out with this, I feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulder. How much pressure is that? You have the weight of the world on your shoulder. But then again, kind of like Laura, you probably never had to experience that. Okay, now let me make this known. I guess somebody got, well, after the backlash, because he received a lot of backlash from it, he decided to tweet out he apologized. She's not childish. She's not selfish. The damage is already done. You said what you said and you meant what you said. I'm tired of folks coming out saying stupid ass shit and then want to come back and apologize because you get backlash. People check you on what you're saying. That's a weak ass apology. That's a very weak ass apology. So yeah, I don't believe it. I think you just want people to get off your back. Well, I think you got the dumbass award the other day too. because dealing with a mental breakdown, just like what Marcella said he's not surprised. Self-love and self-care isn't selfish. You have to love yourself first. You have to. You got to take care of yourself first before you be concerned about anybody else. Because if not, it will break you down. It will take you out. And I'm glad Simone Biles came out and said, you know what? I have to step away. She don't owe anybody an explanation. She don't owe anybody anything. She could have just said, you know what? I'm gonna step away. But out of courtesy, she said she just not focused. She having a mental breakdown. Mentally, she's not there. It take a lot to admit when someone is having a mental breakdown and to admit that I'm not there. I'm not where I'm supposed to be mentally. And let me let you know something too, Aaron. That tweet that you put out this morning, you probably just set her back more. For the simple fact, you kicked her while she was down. And that's a problem. So let me just help you out also. If you don't know by now, as soon as Ken Paxton pack his bag next year, hopefully you have yours packed also. You're about to lose your job. It's time for you to move on. Find something else to do. We're not taking it no more. You lost in the election last year when you try to run. That's not going to help you. Yeah. In case Ken Paxton didn't tell you, we're on a mission to make sure he's not reelected next year. And you just got to add it to it. Marcella said, even not being there mentally can cause you to injure yourself. Exactly. Because some of those things that she do and some of the other gymnasts do, I wouldn't even think about trying to do it because I fall flat on my face. Y'all be talking about he falling and he can't get up. So I'm like, hey, I don't, nah, that's not the way you do things. And because of the position you in, you should know better. It can. It definitely can. Because I know for me, I didn't like turning flips when I was a kid. I felt like if I'm running, turning a flip, uh, I'm gonna overthink it, and instead of turning a flip, I'm gonna fall flat on my face. Um, so yeah, it can mess you up. But once again, he probably didn't have to be worried about those things. It automatically came to him on a silver platter. But that apology you gave on Twitter, it was weak. Very weak. You want to make it right? I can tell you how to make it right. I can suggest some things for you. I know most athletes normally is part of a nonprofit group. You want to make it right? Find out what her nonprofit is and donate to it. But you're still going to have to pack your bags and go. Because we're tired of these so-called leaders disrespecting the people they supposed to be serving. That's why we're going to vote Ken Paxton out. And I hope the state bar is still investigating him and take his license. Yeah, they should take his license. All the bogus lawsuits he filed during the election. Yeah, they should. But, Aaron, you wanted to be famous. Now you are. You are. But for the wrong reason. And we're going to make sure when Ken pack his bags, you go ahead and pack yours too. Yep, pack your bags. Oh, don't forget about tapping Greg Abbott on the shoulder either, because he got to go too. He's out of here too. Come next year, we're going to have so many lines at the polls. Going to make sure we vote them out. Oh, yeah. Don't forget about your other homeboy, Dan Patrick. He got to go. Then, while you're at it, go ahead and give Board of Education a notice also. Give them their notice too. Since Greg Abbott want to talk about the Ku Klux Klans in schools instead of talking about Dr. King and the real history of America, don't want to talk about slavery, let them know. They're on notice also. Those are subjects that should be taught in the schools. The real history of America. Y'all have been listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm M, Who You With Kurt Dog. Hopefully, whatever platform you're listening on, you take the time to like, share, subscribe to the channel. You can always chat live with us in the chat room and be a part of the show, just like Marcellus T-Cow Radio. You don't have to sit back in the corner. This is the people show. Everybody is welcome here, regardless of if you agree with me or not, because we all have our own personal opinion about everything we talk about. And that's how we open up a communication line, because everybody not going to agree with what I say. I'm not going to agree with everything everybody else say, but we can communicate and have a discussion about it. So definitely take the time, like, share, click the notification, tell a friend. When we are live, you can actually chat live with us in the chat room, and you can also call us at 972-591-3665, 972-591-3665. I just ask, please do not block your number. I will not answer. And announce who you are, and we will bring you live on the show where you can communicate with us and have a discussion. But other than that, I seen those two stories. I was like, look, this is craziness. Two different people that is dealing with mental health issues, and two different people want to dog them out for what they dealing with mental health. which is crazy. Too high profile people dogging people out for dealing with mental health. It sounds like to me you prefer to see them go out here and act a fool or something instead of trying to get help. For saying, hey, I'm struggling. And there's nothing wrong with saying that you're struggling. Like I tell everybody, I take counseling every Tuesday. Every Tuesday I take counseling. I have to take it. I need to take it. So yeah, I take it every Tuesday. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, when I first went, I was like, black folks don't take counseling. I don't want to tell them all my business. But after that second or third session, I open up. That was one of the best things I ever done, was opening up and being honest with my counselor. And they understand me. Now sometimes they be like, why you do this? I'll be like, look, why don't you listen, take note? No, they want me to discuss it, why I do things the way I do it. So counseling is good, and counseling is available for most people. Um, if you work, go to your HR and ask about the EAP program, Employee Assistant Program. Ask them about it. It's free. Not only for you, for your spouse, and for your kids. It's free. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help. That's better than uh, going out and telling people all your information. Then all of a sudden, it's going to get turned around 30 times before they get back to you. But if you go to a counselor, they just like a doctor. They cannot share what you discuss with them. Well, they cannot share it, not unless you're talking about that going out here doing a domestic terrorist or hurting somebody. That's the only way they will share it, because they obligated to share it. But what you discuss personally about you, they cannot share it. So definitely go and get counseling. Ask about the EAP program, Employee Assistant Program. If you are here in the Dallas area and need a counselor, let me know. Reach out to me. I will send you some counselor. Matter of fact, I need to reach out to the brother we're going to have on real soon. He's a counselor. Yes, a male counselor, um, which he deal with a lot of different things. So I'm going to be reaching out to him real soon and setting that up, getting our schedules right, and go from there. But other than that, love everywhere. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first. No, that's not selfish. That's putting yourself first. It's nothing selfish about that at all. You have to love yourself before you can love someone else. I have a friend that um, said they did a self love for them. Got their hair done, got a massage, got their fingernail, toenails done. Self love. All because of what they was dealing with mentally, and they decided to stop it, do something about it, do something good for themselves to make themselves feel good. Self-love is good. There's nothing wrong with it. But Simone Biles, like I said, you don't owe anybody any explanation. You don't have to worry about these haters. You send them to me, I'll talk about them. You don't have to do it. Focus on getting better. That's all we want, because you are the best in your game. Nobody can take that from you. You are the best that have ever done it. Yeah, it been some great folks before you, but you are the best at this time. Keep your head up. Continue to doing what you're doing. Leave. Don't even worry about these negative folks. Let that be your elevator to do more, to do better. But you're great. If you never got back on the mat again, your name is in the history book. Nobody can take that away from you. I'm proud of you. Continue to do the work that you're doing. Stay focused. Take care of yourself. As for everyone else, um, join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow is Thursday, so y'all know what time it is. My girl, my home girl, my little sister, Miss Risky, will be in the house. We talked yesterday, brief. Well, we talked for a while yesterday, but she will be in the house tomorrow. So can't wait. I cannot wait. So until tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, I love each and every one of you. Until then, peace.